Thursday. I know that I've been watching this whole thing that's going on in the market. Guys, to be honest, I've been so jealous. I've seen people that make like $40,000 over the last 24 hours. And I'm not an expert on things that goes on in the market. But I'm learning. And I know that I've been in the market before. I definitely have money getting pulled out that go towards the market. But in terms of like making that big move, I've yet to take that risk. So, but it's been like crazy how much money people have made in the last 24 hours. So yeah, kudos and much love to everybody. I'm jealous. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, God. I said one day I'm gonna make that money too though in a quick hour. All right. So today we're on so I hope everybody's doing well. I want to get started. I hate that I'm late, and I like to be about no more than 20 minutes doing this. We all got stuff to do. We got work and things like that. Forgive me for all of this right now. And I'm excited. Again, thanks so much for some of the feedback, guys. This is my first week doing this, so you just don't understand like how I'm very grateful and thankful that I'm able to do this, and then like perfect it as we go on. Of course, perfect it, get better, and things like that. Figure out what really people need, and just get everyone together, and just to get the thought or the idea like about your money. And so again, I'm just very grateful. I'm gonna start now. Hey, what's up, Fred? What's up, bro? I ain't seen you in a minute. Give me to like middle, near the end of February. Let me get like this brand and systems and stuff perfect as much as I can, and then I'm gonna be outside a little bit, okay? But yeah, we gotta get together, bro. What's up, bro? Okay, cool. I think everything is where it needs to be. And let me share the thing with you guys on Instagram. All right. So coins. All right. That's my baby. So coins is my step. This is my baby steps, if you will, if you do the Dave Ramsey out here version of that. And we're on in for today. It's the 4th day. And we talk about nailing down debt. In the course, we focus a lot right here on the process of really just the debt snowball method. But today I added like different ways of also tackling specific type of debts like credit card debt and a little bit with student loans. All right. So something you may have heard, may have not, maybe I'm refreshing you on it, but I just wanted to really kind of talk about that. So so let's go to it. Let's get to it because we are really behind. So the debt snowball. All right, number 1, the debt snowball method. So you guys heard about it. This is how I do it. So the debt snowball, I have going back to the debt organizer tool. So if you watch Tuesday's presentation, I brought up this kind of like tool. I talked about this tool. I have this in a PDF if you want to let me know, and an Excel sheet. And the debt organizer tool is just basically a piece of paper, if you will, a graphic organizer that is really helping you see. Guys, it's amazing when you have some written on a nice looking paper like this. You just feel it a lot more. Okay, you feel it, and you take a little ownership and seriousness about it. At least that's what I do when it looks pretty like this. You know, you take, even as a teacher in school, we want to make sure like our worksheets look very presentable and things like that, so the students can take it serious. So same thing when it came to my debt-free journey and getting my finances organized. I like these little worksheets. I'm clearly a huge planner and journaling guy. I have another little planning thing back there in the corner, like a little whiteboard that I write goals, and it's really neat. I like that type of stuff. All right. So when it comes to my finances, I do the same thing. And this tool, I mention it again when it comes to the debt snowball, because this is the tool where we're able to see, okay, well, what debt are we going to snowball first? And that's that last column where it says debt priority. when you start to pay off debt by the debt snowball, you want to prioritize, well, where am I taking all this money? We know that all these debts are the minimum payments are going to be paid, but when we have that additional money in our account, that additional money left over from our budget because we're saving, that additional money that we made off a side hustle or unexpectedly came, where could I put that? And we want to put that on whichever debt you prioritize first. So that's why I brought this sheet back up. All right. Now, y'all got to forgive me because I realized my math was off right here. It's just crazy rushing through this worksheet. So let's go back to this again. So we're at our budget. And in the budget, if you see in this budget, like everything is pretty much paid off. And at the end of the month, we have, it's really $635. Y'all, I really just saw this. And I really got to hurry and change this because the developer who's helping me illustrate the workbook for the course, I sent this graphic over and it's wrong. So it's supposed to be $635. I'm tripping, maybe them long stand-up nights and being fatigued from working out. But it should be $635, but let's ignore and act like it's $735. But so you have $735 left over for the month. This is after paying all your bills. Your emergency account is funded. Your fund account is, everything is funded. You itemize everything. You put money towards everything. And now you have $735 remaining to debt snowball. So again, what are we debt snowballing? All right, because this is the money that you're gonna need to figure out how to pay off debt. And surprisingly, because people don't have a budget, they don't even see this money in their account. I know before I started going on my debt-free journey, I didn't realize that I had this money left over because I didn't have a budget, because I was just freely spending money. All right, I was just going online buying stuff. I was in the store. I would go to the mall just because it was boring and that's what I did. Or people came in town and I was like, forget it. Let's go. Let's turn up. But once I really got my budget down point, I started seeing like, yo, I actually got like $735 left over for the month. Let me put this on my car note. Maybe I could pay my car off at 2 years earlier. Let me put this on that credit card that actually only has like an $1,100 balance. I could pay the dang credit card off next month. So you'll be surprised just how much money you have left in your budget when you budget. All right. So in this case, this person right here has $735 left over in their budget, and this is what they're going to do to it. All right. So hopefully if you're on IG, I know that graphic I feel like is very hopefully it's blurry, but so sorry. All right, so this is what you're going to do to it. You're going to go and go to your debt priority sheet. And this is like a modified version of it right here. And you're going to pay off some debt. So if you look at the first column here, it says debt type, Macy's store credit card. And this is literally the first card I paid off on my debt-free journey. It was a Macy's card. You go to the Macy's card right there. The minimum payment is $50 a month. So you already know that because you wrote that down on your debt priority list, okay? You know your minimum payments. You understand it. You paid it already. But now you got $735 left. So what could you do with it? Now, in this case, the total amount of debt that you at start of the snowball, okay, I gotta read this language, man. Typing this fast. This Macy's store card only has an $840 balance. How do you know? You wrote that down on your debt organizer list, or you put it in the Excel sheet. You know what you owe. You are very aware of your personal finances, okay, because you've been doing the proper steps. Now you got $735. Let me snowball that into the Macy's card. Let me put that on the Macy's card. So how many months would it take to be eliminated? Just a little over 1 month. You could pay that card off the next month because you put the $50 down and it's $735. That's $785. You only owe $840. All right. So that Macy's card is done. Now we're taking the $50. So this is now I'm on the second row where it says Discover card. Discover card has a $75 minimum payment. You owe $1945. on the Discover card. But we're going to snowball. So we're going to take the minimum payment from the Macy's plus the $735 that you found right in your budget. All right, because excuse me, plus the $735 you found from your budget for that month. The $50 payment from Macy's snowballs now into the $735, and then you have the $75 minimum payment you're paying anyways with Discover. Now you're able to pay that card off. I put a little over 2 months. You probably didn't think that. Trust me, I didn't even see that at first. I didn't see that. I'm like, oh, I could knock both of these credit cards off in about 3 months. And sometimes we're not able to see this because we're not focused on our spending. We don't understand what we're doing with our finances. So this is just a visual of how the debt snowball method works. And of course, you continue to go and you focus on one debt at a time. Now, which debt, you ask me, MJ, which debt do you pay off? Which debt do you pay off first? The debt that you decide to pay off first. I focus on the ones that have the smaller balances. But trust me, if you have a credit card that's a really high interest rate, like that 24% type interest rate, and it's like maybe a balance of like 5,000-6,000 or more, definitely, even if it's only at a balance of 2, I'll maybe focus on that card, because that 24% interest is killer. That takes a lot of money from your account. All right. I don't know if you or like me, when I used to see my card hit at 24% interest, the amount of money, especially I have like now bigger balances on cards, and I have a card that's like up to $10,000, and at one point the balance was like $6,000, and it was like 24% interest. Ridiculous, like 60 extra additional dollars just in interest a month. So you want to just decide on, so do the math, which one you think you should pay off first. Again, I focus on the one with the smaller balance because I was able to see, oh, in 1 month I'd be done with that. So that's one card I could throw out. All right, guys. And I have a lot of credit cards. I can't stress to you how much I have. A lot of credit cards. All right. So that's number one. It's the debt snowball method. Again, if you need a debt organizer tool, let me know. I'll send it to you. Bow, bow, bow. Credit card balance transfer. I've also done this before. So credit card balance transfer is when basically, I can't reach my card. Say if you have 2 cards, and one of them's an Olive Garden card. So let's say if you have 2 cards, you have, this card has like a huge balance on it, and it's charging you that 24% interest, like that high interest. So you want to be able to, so the credit card balance transfer, this card would say, hey, and they don't offer all year long. So don't get it twisted. So sometimes your credit card companies do it as like a promo or a special offer. It's not offered. I haven't seen it to be offered 12 months of the year. All right. It's usually like a random promo a few times a year. They send you an email or alert you when you go on your file or online or something like that. So anyways, this card has a big balance. So this card right here has a huge balance, and it's charging you interest out the butt. Okay. This card says, hey, if you you could transfer a balance from another card to our card, and we'll take up on the debt. Now, this card, because they're picking up your debt, is going to charge you a fee. Okay, they're going to charge you a fee. It's usually about 3%, a transfer fee. So they would take 3% of whatever you transfer over. All right. And then, but when they do get the debt, when you do transfer this over to this card, it's typically, of course, it's a reduced interest rate, or most likely is 0%. And it'd be for like 12 to 15 months. Usually like 9, I've seen them. Well, I think I've seen them as low as 6 months, but usually like 9 to 15 months, even sometimes 9 to 18 months. So that's good because it gives you an additional, because this card is already charging 24% interest, right? That's a lot of crazy interest. But this card said, hey, move the debt over here. We'll only charge you 3% on the transfer fee. So do the math, make sure it makes sense. In my cases that I've done it made so much sense to take it, this balance, just get taxed to 3%. Because over time, it saved me a lot of money over time because I did take advantage of the entire 15 months. So over time, it made sense to move over the balance. but it's going to be a transfer fee of 3%. And it gave me like 15 months of 0% interest on that balance, okay? Not on new purchases on this card, but of the balance, 0%. Okay, so that's a credit card balance transfer fee. I hope you like that visual right there. I tried, y'all. I don't know why I'm goofy tonight, but I'm loving it. Things I got a little sleep. I did get a little sleep. Yeah, this is some more like hoopla. I'm not really gonna get into delinquent credit cards. There's a few points there, right there, just for time purposes. And then and I want more information. I've never had a delinquent credit card, so but excuse me, I do talk about this. I do educate people on this. I've had moments where like my credit card was like late. Or late. And so I called the credit card companies, been very transparent about the situation I was in when I first moved to Atlanta. It's broke. And so I've called them. I've done things like set up different payment dates that help me. Like if I knew at the beginning of the month, all my bills were like of course, the biggest bill, like rent and things were like, I started moving my credit card payments to the second half of the month. All right, that's a hack. Boom, boom, bow. That's a hack right there. Moving your payments to the second half of the month. Be very transparent. They will most likely do it. Before you call about anything, especially if your credit card is delinquent, call about it. Call about it. So that's just call and see what know what you want before you call. Know what you want before you call. That's what I meant to say. Know what you want before you call. And so if you're not been neglecting your payment or your account is, I guess, dubbed delinquent or anything like that, it's just really important to jump on that before it gets deeper down into like collections and things like that. I explain the reasons why you're falling behind. Try to set up a payment plan. Just be very transparent, but know what you want before you call. That's like the big thing for me. Balance transfer options. I just talked about that. Again, you can move one debt from one card to another. Another thing though about balance transfer that I thought was very interesting is that it allows you, some companies, like I know one of my cards, like Barclays or whatever, they will allow you to take, they put the money in your bank account. So you do what you want with the money. Now, I've heard people have taken that cash and they didn't pay that card off. So it's almost like a loan to you. That is like an option for you. So again, I know my Barclays credit card, their balance transfer option is where they literally would deposit the money in your bank account. And versus them paying the card off, the other card off, they will just say, here's your, if you need $10,000 to pay off that card, I'm going to put it in your bank account. I'm going to charge you that 3% fee to put it in, because it's like you're borrowing the money from them, basically. It's almost like a loan. And you decide what you do from there, but that's definitely something that is an option. Last but not least, student loan repayments. All right. So student loan repayments. All right. A lot of stuff going on in the country about student loans. I'm sort of watching it. I need to do a little more research, quite frankly, but I know that they definitely have pause payments from what I believe from federal student loan payments to about October. And there's a lot of student loan repayment options. And again, I just meet people who fail to just call or fail to just look up the things that they need to do. Like if you have federal student loans, there are programs. Do all the programs. Hello, Shania B. Yes, but they're not out yet. The only recorded programs such as I have are like the ones I put here on IG. So not yet. I will. Yeah, that's my answer. But look out for April 1st is when I will launch my first official coaching course. So if that's something that you think you're interested in, it's pronounced Chanel. Appreciate you. Thank you. So I apologize for that. But my coaching course comes out April 1st. And right now I'm just dropping whatever I can for some of you like for me to talk about. If I feel like I know what I'm talking about, I've been through it. Let me know. If I don't know who the person is, I'll send you to the right person for it. So just let me know if it's something you really need to talk here. And so I appreciate that. Hey, Miss Parker. But student loan repayment, last but not least, just talking about the federal student loans. I don't know a lot about private student loans and what some of the lenders or institutions are doing, especially when you have like a big conversation that's going on, a broader conversation about federal student loans. You're welcome. And I'm not sure with that, but federal student loans, let's talk really quick on the idea. Dang. Sorry, IG. I don't like how that graphic looked, but we're gonna talk. Let's talk a little bit about. I think I had someone ask me if they should refinance. Now, from my understanding, you cannot refinance a federal student loan. There's no refinance programs. If you refinance a federal student loan, you refinance it to a private lender, like a bank, your credit union, or whatever institution. And if that happens, you get disqualified from all other maybe government federal student loan perks that they may have. Okay. Now, what are the perks? These are, IG is a little off this graphic. I apologize, but there's I'm gonna post this little graphic after this, but there's a link. Just go to the Federal Student Loan Aid website, and then they have all the information right there, guys. They even have little simulators or things that you can put your information on, and they will match you with the program that you need to be in. A lot of us are in the income-based repayment program. The income-based repayment program is the one that, you get your payment is based off your income. And for those who work in some type of service industry, like you're a teacher, I think like the government, nonprofit, also if you have a nonprofit, you work for a church, you can put that on there and things like that. I've definitely heard of some people doing some hacks, like they have their own 501c3. And I think if you worked at least 20 hours a week on it, you can claim that. Of course, show your proper documentation, but you can claim that. If you have a 501c3 and you're doing 20 hours of work a week for your 501c3, I believe you can claim that as your work, your job for the public service loan forgiveness. Okay, so let me try to back up. So I mentioned income-based repayment because that's a very popular one, and I said I know a lot of people that do it just to get a lower payment, and a lot of people do it if you're on a public service loan forgiveness plan. Okay, now on this document that I'm showing you, that plan is not listed because that's more on the forgiveness plan, but I know that's why a lot of people do it. We could talk about federal forgiveness and things like that another time, because you know what? I'm salty at federal forgiveness because I never got forgiven for my student loans, and I'm a teacher. The teacher loan forgiveness program. Trust me, we doing a whole session on that. All right, I got shitted on. Okay, for the I didn't want to get the cussing, but it was hurtful. But I ended up just paying it off with my own cash. But when I look back at it, I should have fought for that, and I should have fought for it and still try to see if I can get it. 1 and 2. I'm still in teaching. So I'm almost at 10 years. So I should have just paid the minimum for 10 years and it would have been forgiven under the public service loan forgiveness. So it's teacher loan forgiveness and public service loan forgiveness. If you're a teacher, you actually can do both of them. All right, we'll talk about that. Now, these plans that I'm mentioning though are literally all available for you. Again, the standard repayment plan is the general plan that Sally Mae put you in when you graduate from college. That's the general plan that you get on. That's the plan that you get that bill. You like, why am I paying $600 a month? Right. And so you call and be like, yo, I can't afford this. And that's when you like they tell you about these repayment plans, and they put you on the best repayment plan that you're eligible for. And maybe that works with your goals. But I know income-based repayment, that's the baby right there. That's the one we love. Okay. So again, I'm going to drop this graphic and the website. Yeah. So just to make just so you're aware. And if you're just unsure what's going on with your student loans, I know that, again, you don't have to pay any payments from, understanding, from federal student loans, I think, to October. President Biden just rolled that over when he got it last week. And what else? And then, yeah, I think that's what I have to say about that. Again, we want to talk about the forgiveness stuff. I know everyone is like up, like, yo, our loan's going to be forgiven. Our loan's going to be forgiven. I don't know. Like, I'm curious to see how this all going to play out too. There's so many questions, like, because even personally for me, I'm like, what, like, people who paid off, what about in the future? Like, when the students who's in school and now, when they graduate, are they going to be able to get loan forgiveness? Like, so what does that look like? So I think it's a lot of questions that the government is going to be coming up with. I really think they're just going to take the programs that we have now and kind of like change them a little bit. Like maybe put in some more money or eligibility for other people. So rather than if you work in a public service, you can work anywhere. Like, it don't have to be just public service, or they probably add things to it. So again, I hope this helped. That's my presentation. It was already after 10. I know we started a little late. I like to keep it short because we already filled with so much information in our day. Oh, goodness. But again, if you have any questions about anything, I'm going to save this and drop this on IGTV. And yeah, if you have any questions or anything like that, let me know. I just thank you guys. I'm on Facebook. I'm trying to get this group. No, I will be getting this group popping, my Facebook group called Coins. And again, I'll be dropping big information in there about like the course that I have coming out. It's called Coins by Young and Debt Free. And yeah, so if you looking to definitely get some type of coaching, and we will have live presenters because this is going to be a 5-week course. We will have live presenters 1 day a week. And so those questions about like what's good, like stock market, like beginning. I like to say I focus on people who's like beginning investments or need to start investing. Also looking at like long-term investments, like different retirement accounts, want to learn more about Roth IRAs and things like that, ETFs, mutual funds, that type of thing. Okay. So I will be having speakers. It's not my expertise, but I got some people that I'm real cool with that's real dope at it. And so I'm looking forward to adding them on to the course. So yeah, we're going to help you become debt free and start investing. That's what Coins is going to be about. Again, thank you guys for your time. I really just appreciate all the love and support like I've been getting. And it means a lot. Even if you say like, yo, MJ, I see you. Like, thank you. Like, because I wanted you to see me. That was the whole point. It's just the brand awareness for this month, for the next few months. And to really get used to being on social media, man, it's some work. Ain't gonna lie, it's some work doing all this every day and dropping graphics and things like that. So all love to you. Bow, bow, bow. We'll get to that one time. And tomorrow, we're going to talk about those beginning investments a little bit, and then side hustles. That's the end of coin. So we went COIN $S. All right. Peace out. Much love. Hey, you got that money from GameStop today? Power to you, y'all. Power to you, y'all. Power to you. Keep going.